Basic Instinct 2. Set in London, 15 years after the first Fundamental Impulse film, the film opens with American top-rated creator Catherine Trammell, Sharon Stone, in a quickly moving vehicle with her friend, Kevin Franks, Stan Collymore, a renowned English football star. Trammell takes the man's hand and starts stroking off with it, meanwhile speeding up. At the mark of climax, Trammell strays away from the street and collides with the West India docks in Canary Wharf. She endeavors to save her accomplice at the same time, as she says while being addressed by the police, "All things considered, I surmise my life meant a lot to me than his." Trammell is questioned by Scotland Yard criminal investigator Superintendent Roy Washburn, David Thewlis, who takes note of that ditobacurarine, a neuromuscular obstructing specialist used to loosen up muscles during general sedation, was tracked down in her vehicle and in her friend's body, and the sidekick wasn't breathing at the hour of the accident, and that a man named Dickie Energy said that he sold Trammell 15 milliliters of DTC last Thursday. Trammell counters by saying that this Dickie Energy should lie since you have him on another charge and he's attempting to bargain out, assuming he even exists. Trammell starts treatment meetings with Dr. Michael Glass, David Morrissey, who has led a court-requested mental test and given declaration for her situation. Glass firmly thinks that Trammell is an egomaniac sociopath unequipped for differentiating among good and bad. Trammell starts to play mind games with Glass, who turns out to be progressively disappointed with, yet fascinated by, this strange lady. Before long, Glass' own life starts a winding of obliteration. One evening, Glass goes out on the town with Michelle Broadwin, and has harsh, brutal sex with her after dealings with Trammell. Glass gets a call from his ex, Denise, in a condition of trouble. Her accomplice, Adam Pinnacles, a columnist composing a negative tale about Dr. Glass, has been seen as choked to death. Glass thinks that Trammell carried out the homicide and is endeavoring to approach him for it. More homicides start to surface around Glass as his fixation on Trammell develops and his profession and life are compromised. He finds his ex in a washroom with her throat cut after they have a fight in a bar. Afterward, Dickie Kick is killed at last. He personally can never again tell right from wrong, and the police start to associate Glass with contribution in the violations. He faces Trammell at her loft where they participate in energetic sex. The circumstance reaches a critical stage during a showdown among Glass and Trammell at her condo where, after a battle, Glass endeavors to kill Trammell. Trammell provides Glass with a duplicate of the draft of her next novel, named The Investigator. Subsequent to understanding it, he understands that Trammell has novelized the greater part of the new occasions with herself and others connected with Glass, even himself, as characters. Then, at that point, incidentally, the person in light of herself will kill a specialist in view of Glass' partner, Dr. Milena Gardosh. Glass races to Gardosh's loft to caution her, tracking down Trammell there regrettably. Gardosh lets him know that he is as of now not accountable for Trammell's treatment and that he will have his permit repudiated, because of awful work on with respect to Trammell's treatment. There is a battle among Glass and Gardosh, where the last option is taken out. Trammell then compromises Glass with a firearm she conveys, however Glass removes it from her. At the point when Washburn shows up at the scene, Glass shoots him on the grounds that Trammell let him know he had killed the sweetheart of one of Glass' patients just to nail him. In the last scene, Trammell visits to Glass at a nearby mental emergency clinic where he has been systematized, and he gains from her that the subject of her most recent smash hit novel was a man a lot like him. Trammell claims that she maneuvered Glass toward carrying out that multitude of murders for her own entertainment, and flashbacks are displayed of Glass without a doubt carrying out the killings, because of Catherine Trammell's control of being her pawn in her most recent game. Trammell leaves with a fiendish grin all over, while Glass keeps on sitting quietly in his wheelchair, obstructed by disappointment and fury over her once more pulling off everything.